Good evening, everyone. I'm Patti Jacobson, one of the core group leaders, and I want to tell you about some things that have happened to me recently. And so you need to think kind of chronologically when you listen to what I have to say. God has recently performed miracles in my life that I had not even really prayed about or given a lot of thought to, but I do know that God opens doors and provides opportunities. His timing, we may not even understand. And at the time, we don't understand it at the time, but in retrospect, we can look back and see how God has hugely been at work. Since the housing market was really good a couple years ago, I had thought about, just kind of in the back of my mind, what it would be to downsize and sell my home. I've lived in my home for 34 years. And my mom, who was living with me at the time, we talked about it. We didn't really do anything about it. I even kind of joked about, why couldn't I just sell my home while the price is high, but still live here? Well, it doesn't work that way. um, anyway, so I kind of put it out of my mind, but God must have been, you know, He had a plan for me. Um, so I had heard a couple years ago about the Village Cooperative at Greeley. It's a senior living place, kind of upscale, independent living. And I had thought, boy, that sounds neat because I heard that the units were really bright and cheery. They're new, just only 2 years old. They have kind of an open concept, and you own them, you don't rent, yet you get all these amenities. So I really wanted to see them, but didn't quite know how to go about it. Well, in the meantime, I started upgrading things in my home, just thinking it would be a good thing to do for my home. I got a new sprinkler system. I had the driveway repaired. I upgraded my security system, and I replaced carpet that's in my basement. And in doing that, I ran into a mess because there was asbestos. So then I had to go through asbestos abatement. I put in new tile. My home is really pretty cool right now. So then, totally unexpectedly and totally unrelated, I went to an event in August, and I heard about it on the radio, happened there to see a former member of our church who happened to be living at the Village Cooperative. So I had lunch with her on September 7th. So this is where it gets crazy. Since that time, in 2 months, I got on a waiting list at that place, and I was number 15. I thought, well, gee, that could take years. Well, in a couple days after that, I learned that there was a unit that had come open. They wanted to sell, and they wanted to sell quickly, and I could do that. And nobody else wanted that unit because they either didn't want to move that quickly or they were going to go to Arizona for whatever reason. And so I miraculously, through God's intervention, moved to number 1 on the waiting list. So I got a market analysis on my house. I applied for a loan. I got approved for the loan. I made an offer on the unit that got accepted. And I secured when they accepted my offer, or when I actually looked at it, I had to pay money to secure that they wouldn't show it to anybody else. And this was another thing that God did. There was another family on the waiting list ahead of me who wanted to see it, and technically they would have gotten it, but they weren't going to be in town till 2 days later, and I had already secured it. So that was something that God had done. So then I closed on the unit, I bought it, got my bridge loan, put my house on the market, and just as of when I'm recording this, yesterday I signed a contract on my home and will be selling it. So from September 7th till November 7th, I first saw that unit, went through all the buying process, and got a contract on my house yesterday. So God does provide. He provided resources for me. He provided my home, opportunity, friends, rides, helpers, realtors, just all that I needed. And it just feels so right. So finally, I just want to say that I have a song. I always have a song. People who know me well know that. And I'll sing it for you. And if you want to sing along, do. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to his side. With love and strength for each new day, he will make a way. He will make a way. Amen. Thank you. You may be dismissed to go to your classes.